Hi everybody, how are you today? I'm Paria from magicalords team. I'm back again with another lovely episode of my spaces. We will going to have a very nice chat today with a very special collector in this market. Everybody knows him as a supportive collector, and he is just helping people to be educated in these people, and he's working on a very nice project with the name of Nft Dreams. Yeah, you are correct. We are going to have dear Nick today, and he is just sharing his Saturday morning with us. So I'm so excited today. Okay, before we start, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and YouTube. And also, you have to remember that English is not my first language, and you have to sometimes bear with me because of my language. So, let's start the chat. Hi, everybody. Hi, GM to everybody from every part of the world. We are here with another lovely part of our spaces, and we will have Nick very soon because it is just 7:30 in the morning, and we should be so appreciated because it is just his weekend and it is so soon, and I'm so excited today for this episode because it would be so different, and he's just sharing his weekend with us, and I'm so happy for that. I'm so excited for that. Thank you. So hi everybody. Hi Paradis. Hi Nick. Hi Mana. Mahsa.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm great.
Wonderful to
Hi.
to be on this space with you guys.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. As I said, it's a very nice and very good day for me because you just started actually your day with MySpace, and it's something different, and I'm so happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm looking forward to a good space, to having a good conversation. I actually just got back from dropping off my daughter at the museum where she's got a job as a curator, and then I stopped at Starbucks and I got myself my nice extra hot chai, and I'm ready to go.
Okay, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. So anybody wants to say hi, and then we will go on with the conversation. You can go on.
Hi everyone,
Yeah.
how's it going? Hi Magical Lords, hi Paradise, hi Nick, how you guys doing? Yeah, it's
Very
nice to
fine.
be here
Hi.
to converse with you guys. It's an honor.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. First of all, I should say to hello to everyone and hello to dear Nick. We are so happy to have you here today. And yeah, as Paria said, me and Paria was really excited, and now we are really excited. And yeah, it's a for us. I think it's a really different episode. It's same as all of our episodes. Yeah, I think should be great and really amazing episode with dear Nick. Thank you, dear Nick, to accept our invitation to come and share your experience with us.
Absolutely, it's
Okay,
my
thank
joy and
you.
pleasure. So happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's start. As always, we start with a little story about journey, and I want to know more about you, Nick. I want to know more about your journey in art and how you started that and what brings you to NFTs and something like that. I really want to know that part.
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I can start with NFTs. I got involved in NFTs very early with the CryptoKitties days in 2017, something like that. Yeah, and then became a fairly significant collector on NBA Top Shot, and I think sometime last year, middle of the year, I was on a Clubhouse. I think I was not a big fan of Clubhouse, but I happened to randomly go into one, and heard people talking about art and one-of-one art, and I'm like, okay, this sounds interesting. And so went and checked it out, and instantly on my very first one got into a bidding war with someone and drove the price up to like $6,000 for some piece. And I didn't win it because of the fact that I went to sleep and the auction ended while I was sleeping. Otherwise, I would have kept it going. But that got me hooked, and then I started uh, checking out and collecting more art. And I like to do things in an interesting way. So I was not just about going and here, let me explore and find something. I feel like I wanted to do something more interesting experientially. So I just tweeted like, hey, let's do this contest. And I did a whole bunch of contests and challenges like that and got a bunch of people, creating interesting artworks. And my thesis was that I could just go buy art, but it would be more interesting if I did if I made purchases that were more aligned with my values. And my values were I wanted to give people their start. So I wanted to be the first collector for people. And also, since I'm very obsessed with ending the gender imbalance in technology, I wanted to support women. So those are the two primary types of purchases I made. And I also had a bunch of sort of women only contests and challenges, etc. And yeah, so that uh, grew and grew, and here we are today. I have no idea how many pieces I have, probably like 2 or 3 thousand somewhere across multiple collections. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how long have you been there?
Not very long. I mean, seriously, I remember like it was last December when I did my Board Ape challenge with people, and I think I was actually collecting 3 or 4 months before that. So I would say it's now July, so probably 10 months or so. 10, yeah, maybe a little more
Wow,
than that.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, so I see you have a very great community behind that. Thank you. Thank you for talking about your journey. It was so interesting. Before we go for the next question, guys, I just live in Iran and, I sometimes have some problems with my internet. So if something happened, please come back because I really want to continue. It is just a very little reminder. So, yeah. And if you don't mind, please retweet the space so your friends can join us and maybe have a little chat and make their connections. Who knows what would happen during the space? So, anyway, let's go on. And Nick, there is a little question in my mind. Why one-of-one art? Why did you choose one-of-one instead of collectibles? I see you are just going on with more little artists than very big projects. Why did you choose that?
Well, because I'll just be very honest and say that I know very little about art. I am not an art connoisseur. I'm pretty not very smart about art. And what I look for and support is people. Uh, like for me, every one of those artworks I have, at least a vast majority of them, have a story associated with them. It's someone who spoke in a space, someone who tweeted, etc. The way I collect art is, I'll just be very direct and very candid here, is I ignore 100% of any DMs or links that are sent to me. I ignore all of them. What I look for is people who are sort of, engaging in the community, making an interesting comment, making an interesting observation. Sometimes I tweet about my food, they'll respond with some interesting food or something like that. And what I do is I spend a fair bit of time going and exploring their profile, going and exploring their collection, and then try and find some piece that I like. That's how I collect art. And I know it's not like a lot of people send me links to like please check out my art, etc., and I ignore all of them. And I'm not just trying to be difficult or anything there. I have no interest in people sending me their collection. I need to engage with human beings first, and once I do that, then I go find art that I like. And like I said, I'm not the smartest person about art, so I just look at, oh, this thing looks pretty and it's interesting, and so I'm gonna get that. That's the really simplistic way that I approach art.
So you mean it's not a business for you? Because some collectors say it is just a business for us. And yeah, the art matters, but it is somehow our business. I mean, do you look at this as a business or you just collect what you like?
Well, if I was looking at it as a business person, then I have to be the world's worst business person because most of the art I have is completely illiquid. There is just no possible way to sell it. So no, 100% no. I am there. Like once I collect an artwork, it's there with me forever. There's zero chance that I will ever sell it. There might be certain exceptions where I might gift it to someone under a very special circumstance, but no, there is zero business uh, involvement there. Like when it comes to even like PFP projects, etc., there I might, like, if I know of an interesting project, I'll buy two or three of them and sell a couple and keep one. But never the case with one of one art. I always, the moment I acquire it, it is in my account forever. It is not going anywhere.
Wow.
I I
By
have
Nick.
one question. I have one question because it's related to this conversation. Actually, today I check your accounts and your pieces that you collected, and it was really, big number to check all of them. And I think your collection, it's something like as a, symbol of love and supporting the community. And this is for me, it's something unique collection that is always this collection remind every history of the NFT. And I think I just wonder to know when you look at your collection, what do you think about your collection, and what is your feeling about this big number of the pieces that you collecting?
Well, yeah. So as I mentioned, this is every, like when I scroll through there, I can see and think of people's voices and experiences and moods and stories around it. Like um, that is how, like, so for me it's a fairly emotional experience to scroll through that artwork. And frequently, out of the blue, I will DM someone because I'm scrolling through, I see their artwork, and I remember that, oh, they had some health problem or something. So I will DM them and ask them, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Etc. So yeah, to me, my collection is entirely about love. It is stories of human beings. It is not NFTs. It is not art even. It is just human stories.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why your collection is unique. Yeah.
That was just what I expected. Yeah, thank you. Okay, everybody, you can go on with your questions. I will ask my questions in the middle because, we have a lot of requests and I want to bring all of you up. So you can just go on. Hi, Lance, how are you?
Hi, host. I'm good. How are you too?
I'm
So I
great.
don't.
You can go on.
Okay. Hi everybody. Hi Nick. It's good to hear from you and finally having the space to be able to talk to you. I hope you're good.
I'm great. Thank you. And wonderful to chat with you.
Oh, that's nice. It's actually the first time chatting with you. But then I have some few questions I wanted to ask you. I don't know if I could go on.
Yeah,
So
sure, go on.
okay. So the first one is most times when I get to meet you on space, I might not have the opportunity to come up to the speaker panel to be able to talk to you and all that. But then I turn up your notification, and most times when you actually make a tweet or something, I'll try as much as possible to actually interact. I actually get it though. Most times you don't get to reply and all that. But then I wanted to ask, like, do you have a project going on? Like a project you actually want to talk about, for everyone to actually get to invest in or something? And secondly, do you invest in NFTs just because you want to have them, or you invest in some projects whereby you get to flip it later. Like let's say top projects like Itsuki and all that, and then my third question is this: how do you cope with your DMs? Because sometimes, like people like me, whereby they have something to talk to you about and all that, sometimes we don't have the opportunity to talk to you in a space and all that. And I just want to know, like, do you entertain DMs? Because I know your DM might have been in a mess right now, like loads of people trying to talk to you at the same time. So what do you think? Like, how do one get to reach you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have nearly the memory capacity to remember all the questions, so I will start with. I'll just go in random random order. You're talking about like investing in NFTs, etc. I really am not an investor at all. I just buy NFTs and I support projects like whether it's Itsuki or Bay or whatever, World of Women, Everyday Goddesses, etc. I will look at the project. I will probably have a conversation with the founders, etc. And if I believe in what it is that they're doing, I'll go all in and buy 15, 20, 50, whatever of those, and then generally work with the founders to do spaces, etc., and give those away. So like I have a bunch of Itsukis now. I will probably do a space with Vish and Maheen and a few others, and we'll just give them away. I have, I think, 50, maybe more everyday goddesses, and I'm working with the founders. We'll do some giveaways and things like that. So I have just zero interest in thinking of NFTs as investments, barring probably one or two blue chip ones like the Basie one, maybe. But even that, I have no intention of selling it. So yeah, for me, uh, NFTs are about belonging to something, a community, or a story, a human story. And those are the generally two categories, with a few exceptions. Your question was about my DMs. So I get a lot of DMs, and honestly, I look for people that will recognize that they have exactly 35 characters in DM to get their message across, because that's what you see in the message request, right? So a lot of people start off their message with hi or hello or I'm sorry for disturbing you. I never get to read anything about what else they have to say because it's not compelling enough, right? So, but the people that start off their message in that first 35 characters with something interesting, I will go and engage with them. So, I guess just I will engage with people on DMs. I generally will not engage if you've started off by asking me for my opinion about your collection, because you and I both know that asking my opinion about your collection mostly is code words for please buy from my collection. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be told. I don't want to be sold to. 100% of the time, if you try to sell to me, the result will be no sale. The only way to sell to me is to engage with me as a human being. That's it. That is it. It's as simple as that. But most people fail to do that, and they're so busy in sales mode that they have to share their link, they have to share their collection, they have to do all that instead of just talking about, hey, what did you have for lunch, or like here's what a festival going on, or something like that. Something interesting. So yeah, I forgot your first question. So, but those were the answers to the other two questions.
Anyway, it's all right. Thanks for giving me the platform to get to talk to you, though. I remember us, last week you made a tweet about you wanted to do something crazy, and
Yes.
then I actually responded that if you buy out my collection, I wouldn't mind. And then I was just joking then, so I just left the tweet and went on to do some other stuff. Then you replied that there's no link, and I was like, "Wow, are you okay? Are you serious?" But then after that, I didn't get a reply anymore. I was just like, "Okay, fine." Then I get into your DM though, because I have this project I'm actually going on about, and if you don't mind, I would love to talk to you about it. So that would be excellent if you actually given the opportunity. I would be
Yeah,
so
sure.
so
I
happy.
followed you. DM me and tell me about. Tell me without selling to me, please. Show me that courtesy. Uh, like what I love is when artists are talking to me about their art without trying to do a hard sell, that trying to advise me on why I should acquire it, etc. I don't care to hear that. I want to hear about your passion. I want to hear about what you were feeling, what inspired you, what drove you, that kind of stuff. That inspires me to then go and click the buy button. But if you tell me please go and click this buy button 100% of the time, I will not do that. It's just how it is. But yeah.
Actually, we launched this space exactly for this connection. We know about this, and we know about all most of the artists have a problem with the making connection. That's why me and Paria, actually Paria started this way, and after that we together thinking about too much how we can make a connection between the good collector and the good artist, and this is very nice.
Yeah, actually, Lens, I just got the chance to have Nick by that tweet. Thank God that I saw that. Yeah, it was crazy that I didn't expect that, but he just accepted. And Nick, I myself uh, don't like to DM people and sending links and something like that. And I see it regularly. And I see a lot of artists that just say to me, you should do that. You should do that if you want sales. And I think it is not correct. That's why I just started such a spaces to make connections and to show people how other artists, successful artists, in my opinion, actually, and collectors also think. And it is just the ninth episode of my spaces, and if you go back through all of them, you see all the artists and collectors that were those were my guests. All of them said that they don't like people just sending links, and all of them likes to treat as a human being. And yeah, that's why I'm just insisting to hold such a spaces to show people that maybe the right way is this. And I bring a lot of different kinds of people here. None of them were in my style. Some people say that you just do it because you want your sales, but none of them were in my style. I want people to come and make their connections. And it's not just about selling. Maybe you don't like to buy mine, but you will maybe make some connections for me to collaborate with another artist, to maybe another collector and something like that. And that's the reason that we hold such spaces. I hope that someday it would be successful. Yeah, Riyad, go on.
Hey Magic, Paradise, Nick, how are you guys? Hope you are doing well. Actually, big shout out for you, Nick, because you always support all of the artists here. So you are amazing guy. So actually, Nick, I would love to ask you a question so that even the new people into the NFT, maybe they can listen to you and also learn. So you mentioned something like links are really bad when someone DM you and start to negotiate with you and start to tell you, hey, please check my art or something. And it's really bad, especially for collector when someone, hey, he just appear when he wants to have some cash and some money. So the person, he will feel like, hey, I'm not ATM or cash machine so that you can contact me. So if you don't mind, if you can give the people some tips, some roadmap for them, how to approach other people, especially if the person, let's say like you have so many DMs, you have so many notifications. So if you can tell the people in a nice way, hey, you can contact me in 1 2 3 4 5 in a nice way and engage with me. And this is something really simple, just like normal conversation, because sometimes even some people, they have a few connections and they don't have a friendship with XYZ, so that they can reach you directly. So maybe if you don't mind, just as a teach and learn to people how to reach the collector in a professional way and don't annoy the collector in this way. So would you mind to answer that?
Hi, Riyadh. Yes, that's a great question. I'll just start off by saying that, I can only speak for myself. I am not an experienced, awesome, big. I'm just a little tiny, insignificant collector person. And so I can only give you my opinion about it. The way I looked at it is, first, artists have to accept one reality, and until they accept that reality, their experience is going to be terrible. And the reality is that the market right now is saturated. There is too much supply and very little demand. There's very few people collecting, and I completely don't count artists collecting each other's work, because that is just an echo chamber. So we are looking at a scenario where maybe 1 to 1.5% of listings actually get sold. So if you knew that, if you know that fact, then you can see that it is a terrible time to be even thinking about selling your art. So if I was an artist and if I was just starting out in this space, what I would do is not look at NFT art sales as any kind of primary income. I would look at that as a hobby, and I would look at it as proudly as I am in a new space. I'm an innovator, I'm learning something, and I'm having fun. That's it. If you have that mindset, you're going to do well in this space, because you're going to grow. You're going to grow as it grows. The market is going to grow, but it's not there today. But if you're in this space today, bemoaning the fact that your friend got a sale and you didn't, well, the fact is that if you do the math, what happened was that they randomly got a sale. So they randomly got, they were 1.5% or whatever of the listings that get a sale. So that is not the way to happiness, and I see a lot of artists stressed out, disappointed, etc. That's because their mindset is not aligned with the truth and the reality of the market. If you approach this as a business person, you'd be like, there is no way I'm going to be successful in this market, so let me just have fun and let me find some other way to make money. So that's the first thing. I'm saying that because it actually eliminates the need for you to be doing these crazy sales things. I hear stories every day about artists struggling, about spending hours in spaces, shilling this, that, etc. And I'm like, why is everyone, and I'm sorry for saying this, but doing this collective insanity? Because if you look at the data and if you look at the market, if you analyze it as a business person, you will see that all of that is completely unnecessary. Just do your art, have fun, and look at this as a way to have a little bit of side income. If you sell, you sell. You don't sell, you don't sell. You're making friends, you're making community, and most importantly, you are an innovator. You are at the top of the heap right now in terms of this new world of Web3 NFT innovation. You're learning the technology, you're learning all of that. You should be proud about that instead of being disappointed about not having a sale. So, so Riyadh, so I said all this because you can see right away then that it becomes irrelevant to try and approach collectors, etc. You shouldn't even bother doing that. Why do that? It makes no sense. But if you do insist on doing that, then you again need to think like a business person. Here's the fact, right? The moment you decide to list your artwork, you have, for the moment, stopped being an artist and become a business person, because you have entered the world of commerce. You have decided to create a product and you want money for it. So now you need to think like a business person. You cannot think like an artist. And thinking like a business person means you need to go back and learn the sales techniques that are not anything new. They've been there for like what, the past, I don't know, 50 years. There are good sales techniques. There are entire industries built on how to sell. And the first rule of selling is do not sell. But every artist I know tries hard to sell. You cannot sell to someone who, unless you understand what their need is, right? So the first thing you need to do as an artist, if you want a collector to buy, is to understand their need. That means do not tell them about your art. Do not tell them, share a link with them. Understand what their need is. The best way to figure out if someone is going to buy something from you is to figure out if they are receptive to you, if they are receptive to what you are offering them. So these are basic sales techniques. Like sales is about overcoming objections, right? Like that's what every salesperson in the world is paid to do, is overcome objection after objection after objection. But if the person is not interested in your product, it's pointless. Don't waste your time, But I see a lot right now. The approach that artists take is complete randomness, random approach to random collector with a random artwork without any knowledge of whether the collector would have any interest in that. Like, for example, I am never going to buy something with gore or violence or crazy amounts of blood or whatever in it. But people send me that all the time. They're like, they could have just asked me, are you interested in this kind of art? I'm like, no, I just am don't like it. The other people might like it, but I don't. So that's a very simple example of it. But going back to it, I wish artists would reframe in their mind that they are in an innovation era right now and forget about trying to sell, because this is a formula for disaster. It is a formula for really hurting yourself, your well-being, your mental well-being. Just don't try and sell right now, guys. There's just not enough money. The market is tiny. Do the analysis yourself. Go and analyze OpenSea and Foundation sales. I've done it. Analyze it in a spreadsheet and look at what your chance of selling is. It is random. You have a random possibility of making a sale. Like, you shouldn't waste your life on that. Just instead enjoy the time, learn the technology, and have fun.
Actually, if you allow me to add something to you, Nick, there is a situation I faced it before. There were a big tower in Dubai. They are trying to sell it out, and they are unable to sell it. I mentioned the story before. So there were a new manager to this tower, and he start. Sorry, for real estate. So he gave information to all of the brokers that he has. Contact everyone, but don't talk to them about the tower and talk to them about the flats and what we have. No, just connect with them and build a real relationship with people and don't speak anything about the tower. After a while, the whole tower it's rent and sold together. So I believe the same secret that you are speaking about now, it's normal conversation with people. Once you engage and you come to each place and you talk normally with people, you don't have to necessarily every time come and say, hey, check my art, hey, check what I'm having, hey, check this is 1 2 3 4 5. No, once you build a true relationship with people and people with normal conversation, just like you are talking with your friend, with your neighbor, and you start to introduce yourself to the community, people will start to know you, and after that, you will have transaction. Is this right, Nick, or something?
Am I
Okay, maybe
right? Tell me.
no,
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 Okay,
you are
fine.
fine.
no. Be-
Hi, I'm
Before,
sorry. I
before,
was I was muted there for a second. So, hello.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
Yeah,
hear you.
cool. Yeah. So I was saying that that's a good example. Like, take Lens of Colors, for example. Right, earlier he was speaking. While he was speaking, he was making some interesting observations, and I'm like, this is an interesting person. So I had already checked out his art, and I already am looking at it. And if it wasn't for the fact that both MetaMask and Rainbow suck on my phone, I would have already acquired his art by now. But see, for me, it's about engage, interesting person, interesting conversation, making authentic points, trying to do some sales bullshit, and I will almost inevitably go and look through their collection and find something I like. But people who are very shallow and superficial, who are like, for example, giving fake compliments and things like that, you can see through those people. Like, you can see through those in life. uh, i think I think artists need to recognize and give collectors credit for having intelligence to be able to go find their profile and find their collection, etc. You don't need to give a link. We can figure it out. So, yeah, but don't sell is what I'm saying. To sell, you must not sell.
Nice tip. Yeah, mostly people ask me why you just do that because of this tip that Nick just told. So yeah, that's the reason I just do the thing that you see me in all spaces. So guys, I have to mention that before asking questions, it is just a chill chatting space. So you can just come up and say hi. So yeah, you if you don't have any questions, you can come up and just make your connection. That's why I just hold this space for you. So hi Elmira.
Hi, hello, hello. Hi, Paria Junam, Paradis Junam, Nick Jun, Riyadh. Oh my God. I'm so happy to be here and thanks, a huge thanks of you, Paria and Paradis, for running these amazing spaces. And okay, before ask my question, I really need to say two things. At the first, when I joined to Spaces, I really happy because almost I know everyone, and it's really makes me happy having this huge circle of family and friends. And the good part of that, it's growing up. Maybe each second or each minute is crazy. And another thing is that I don't know, maybe I was too so lucky, or maybe all the people here are awesome because at the start of my journey, I just saw amazing and wonderful people like all of you. So apologize if I don't call all of you, just apologize. And yes, hi, I'm so happy to be here. And I have a question of Nick and anyone else. And that's it. I'm a physical painter, and I just have to take photo of my paintings, and then they are NFT. But before that, I just do some setting like lights and contrast. To have a better NFT, and just sometimes I see if I add maybe a little highest contrast, or maybe a little change the colors, it would be more and more better. But I have guilty feeling guilty for do that. And because I think it's not the physical my paint physical painting anymore. I just want to ask you how many you think I'm allowed to use the settings or some softwares like Photoshop or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm no expert, but I can tell you that you're the artist. It's your work, so you can do whatever you want to with it. You are it's your work, right? So however you decide to manipulate it and present it, that is your work. I think it's perfectly reasonable. So, but again, I'm no expert. That's what I think.
And before to go to the another person, I should say thank you for everyone to join with us. I see too much lovely friends and too much lovely faces, dear Shash, Money, and I see you. Thank you to join with us. And yeah, because I see I have too much requests right now, and I want to say something like as apologize to all the friends that come here to and to speak, and thank you for everyone. And we want to, after your speech is finished, please you go drop to your listener to speak with the other. Riyadh, you can come with us, you'll be with us. Thank you so much, it's collaboration. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna drop down for others and listen to every. If anyone else have answer for me, I will listen in listeners. And thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you to joining us, dear Elmira. We love you very much. Thank you.
Okay guys, I just made Riyadh so co-host, so we can just have two more people here. Okay, hi Mana, go on.
Hi, Jun and Jun and dear Riyadh and dear Nick, of course. Hello to everybody and hello to all my friends in the space, all the listeners and speakers. There are lots of people here, so I don't name all because I cannot name all. So sorry for not shouting out at your name. Sorry for that. And of course, I am so happy to be here speaking with Nick and all of you. This is a great opportunity, and it was very nice for me, dear Nick, when I heard about your, inspiration, your journey, actually, the way you collect, and of course. I've seen that you're somehow different from some of other collectors doing some special chats and special tweets, and but I didn't guess, what you said exactly about, for example, you are so connected with the arts that much, and you don't think about selling them. But it was very interesting for me, actually, and thank you for sharing all of these great facts with us. And I have a question and one comment for Elmira's question. If I can at first say the comment for Elmira, and then ask my question from Nick, if it's okay with you, Maria.
Go on.
Thank you. The topic that Elmira pointed actually is what I have experienced also, because mostly my paintings are physical ones. And then when I take photos and want to share them as NFTs, I see that there are, I can do some other things on them to make them more interesting as a digital, actually, art or something like as an NFT. So what I'm doing sometimes is that I do some, touch-ups and some finishings sometimes on them with online tools. And then I mentioned that this is a combination of physical and digital. Or for example, I say that it is in fact a physical painting with some digital transformations. I'm not I'm not telling that this is the best way, or I'm not sure it's a good way or not, but this is actually what I felt that is right for me, and I like to distribute my art like that. And coming to my question now, dear Nick, I just wanted to ask your opinion regarding the artists that have different types of arts there in their collection, because some people say that you should focus on something, some special style, and go with that. But I think that when, for example, I, as an artist, like to create different types of arts, and I do it actually in different different times. So, for example, maybe in 1 month I'm working on something, and several months later I like to do it in a somehow different style. Of course, I think everybody has her or his own, touches, styles, and something colors that use, and something special for every artist. But somehow it's different in some arts. Do you think it's what actually do you think about that? Do you care about it, or have any comments on that?
Sure. I will start off by telling you a huge secret. Don't tell anyone. It's just between you and me, okay? Do not tell anyone this secret. No one in this space has any idea what's going on, all right? This is a big secret. Don't tell anyone. We're all just figuring it out as we go. There's no expert on anything, there's just nothing. So you are the best decision maker for what you should do. Do not listen to anybody else. Just do what your heart says is the right thing, and that is it. Right? There are no experts. This is all new. We are just figuring out what to do. Anyone who says they are an expert on anything in this field is lying. 100%. They are a liar. So just go with your heart. Go with whatever you feel like doing, and that is the best best decision you can make.
Thank you very much, Nick, for your answer, actually. And one other question I have, if you allow me. Actually, what you said about making connections and enjoying actually the atmosphere here, making friends. I'm feeling like that because my actually my major is something else. I'm a pharmacist, but I have a deep passion for art. So I'm just what have kept me in this NFT world is the connection, seeing artists, making friends with different people, and I really enjoy this because in real world I'm not in this situation, of course, and I think nobody has this situation in real life to be connected with artists from all over the world and these daily connection and these kinds of things. But one question I have in this regard, that I think when someone starts with this style and then don't focus on maybe promoting and these kinds of things, sometimes it may happen or it may not. I mean, sales may happen early or may not happen. It may take some time. But some collector says that it's not good for you to, for example, be here for several months and not selling, for example, art. Do you think actually it's would be an issue, or is that, I think, because I think that when I'm enjoying in this way, that's the best thing. I don't care for. I think when when some actually
I understand your question. I think,
sorry, just
yeah,
for not being able to come.
yeah, no, I totally understand your question. I'm going to respectfully disagree with the collectors who told you that. Look, if you are entering this space as an artist for the purpose of making commercial transactions, uh, you're going to be disappointed. That is the only outcome. Like, if you're at the upper echelon, like the top, I don't know, 0.1% or something, you might see continual success and you'll be fine. But because the market is saturated and there is not enough demand, if you enter this space and it's strictly you measure your success by sales, then you're not going to be very happy. That's just how that's just the math. Just do the math on that. But if you reframe, you know you enter this space as an artist, you create art, you put it out there, and you can continually draw inspiration, and you meet interesting people, you make more art, you continually improve, you are becoming a better and better, more skilled artist or whatever you're doing. If you measure that as your sort of a success metric, then it's a whole different world, right? Why is it that we need to measure things by sales? What exactly, who exactly made the rule that if you enter the web3 NFT space and you have a sale, then you are a successful artist, otherwise you're a failure? Who made that rule? Who's the asshole who made that rule? That is the dumb rule. Like, there are so many other metrics you can measure success by: the number of new people you have met, the number of artworks you have created, the skills you have grown and improved yourself in, perhaps the new experiments you have done in innovation by talking to other artists and learning about new techniques and things like that. There are so many other metrics, folks. Go with those. Forget about the sales. That's just dumb. Like, do not listen to people who tell you that if you haven't sold, you're unworthy, you're a failure. All of that, they are flat out wrong. I can tell you that with 110% confidence. Your measure as an artist is in your heart. It's what you believe in and how you see the world and how you're growing as an artist. The sales will come later. When they will come, we are talking about 3 to 5 years from now, when there are more mainstream users who are actually catching in and understanding the value of NFTs. Right now, it's just a few collectors who are in crypto who have a little bit of money to spare. you know it's not a market yet. It is definitely not a market yet. So don't be dismayed by it. Go with your heart and stay in the space. Do not be dismayed. Don't leave the space if you don't have a sale. In fact, don't even put things for sale. Then you won't be bothered by it. Just don't list it. Just enjoy, have a good time, meet people, have these conversations like we are having now, learn, have fun.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. Thank you. Actually, your comments were really helpful and comforting for me. Thank you very much for all your ideas and thoughts and comments. And thank you, Paria and Paradis and Riyadh for the space. And actually, and I would switch to listener to make free space for others. Thank you very much for everything. Bye for now.
Thank you,
Thank
Mama Jan. Thank you. Thank you to
Can
join with
I
us.
can I add something, if you don't mind, guys? Also, Nick, you mentioned something really important about the sales, and I see some people they do an actions lately. They are just like group of friends. So what they do, each one start to collect from the other artist, and then they the same amount of money collected from another artist to artist to artist, and they are trying to promote themselves every day and say, "Hey, I had a sales or something." So no one knows what's behind the table, guys, and no one knows what's the secret if someone has so many sales lately or something. So if you keep focusing on other people and they have sales or something, you will have bad mental health because of that. So don't focus on other people work. Try to focus on your work, guys, because you don't know what's happening behind the table and the agreement between them, guys. So it's really simple.
Thank you, Riajan, to add your opinion. And also, I have too much, idea about this happening because I come from this mental health problem with mental health. And after that, I decided to help myself and also help other friends and thinking about we are in the revolution, and this revolution it's not in the short time, and we are here to makes a different type of the lifestyle of the artist. And for me also, I am learning every day, and every day I start to make new type of my art, and it is something amazing that I thinking I have some chance to come to NFT space and start too much different type of the style and too much different artists that I never had a chance to speak with them. That is a big way, and we are in the start. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, before we continue to the next person, actually, I see some of you that just request, but I don't know. I accept you, but I don't know what would happen that you don't come up. I don't know if the problem is from me
No,
or
no,
you.
no, no, no. Panel is full. Panel is full. Pariajan.
No, when it is empty, they don't come up. For example, Prashat, I saw him couple of the times. I accepted him, but he didn't came up.
So
So
if
yeah,
you
I
if you
see
if
you.
you
You
send
can
out
just go and come back.
if you send out an invite to somebody and they don't come up, it takes up a speaker spot. So scroll through your people. If you sent out an invite to anybody, cancel the invite because it takes up a
Yeah, I
speaker
did
spot.
that. Okay, he came up. Yeah, I did that, but they didn't answer me. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you. Go on, Joe. Hi.
Hi. Actually, I want to add to that a little bit too. Anybody that's making stuff, Nick mentioned it too, like not for sale, but like, also just don't forget to create not for NFTs. Um, Sometimes like we forget that we're creatives, we're artists. Go out and do stuff without the intent to say, hey, I'm gonna mint this. Um, just go out and be a creative. And then maybe if you decide later, hey, this was something I want to do, cool, but don't do it with the intent to do that. Um, so I wanted to mention that. Also, Nick, I went to send you. I got my kids an iPad. They're on them right now with the Procreate, and I went to send you the picture, but I can't, Nick. So I just wanted to say what's up. Um, See what was going on. But yeah, just hit me in the DMs, Nick. I'd appreciate it.
That's great. Yeah, please send me the picture. I would love to look at it.
I would, Nick. Nick, click on my profile picture.
I actually really love these
Um,
connections that is just going on.
so
Okay,
I
go
wanted,
on.
yeah, I wanted to say the experience in this space has been pretty awesome. Somebody else mentioned it that um, you meet so many different people. I think one of the coolest things for me has been um, the inspiration. Like I, since getting in this space, um, I've been able to be inspired by so many artists who I would have never seen if I didn't come here. Like the support you get in this space too is like nothing I've witnessed outside of Web3. You know, as a photographer, photography outside of here is very, very closed off. People don't like to share experiences. People don't like to share um, how they do things, what they do, when they do it, etc. Um, but in this space, I found it the complete opposite. You know, you do something and you have friends that are supporting, giving you feedback, um, just there and talking life. Like this space, we're just talking, but you find a bunch of spaces too where it's not about even NFTs. It's people just getting together and talking about their process or their favorite inspirations or whatever it is. So I was just also like trying to find those spaces with people. Um, but yeah, and then one last thing, I'll drop down the listener. Nick, I can't send it to you because you have me blocked at the moment. That's what I was trying to say, but I didn't want to
Oh no,
like
I
say.
it's you're not. You can send.
Okay, I'm back. All right, cool. All right, I just followed you again. Give me a follow back, and I'll shoot you the photos and stuff for the kids. But um, yeah, thank you. Um, and hi Riyadh. I haven't. Oh wait, sorry, I did forget one thing. Nick, did you get the Riyadh iPad?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Oh no. All
Joey,
right.
actually, according to this, I will not call my daughter Sakashi because someone break the Android.
That was the deal. That was the deal. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to share those little things. Go out and create for yourself. Don't do it just for NFTs because you're gonna make yourself sad if you do that. But I know you guys stage full, so I'll drop down.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming and collaborating and talking and making your connections. Thank you. Okay, hi David. How are you?
Thank you, and thanks for letting me speak. I would just like to ask Nick a bit. I really liked what he said, and it's something unique I heard in his spaces after so long. I'm like not like seasoned in this area. Like it's like since Jan I'm here, and you call it Web3, so in Web3 space. So I like what he said that you don't have to compare yourself or you don't have to create art to make a sale. That's a really good way to avoid rat race. But I am actually seeing another things in this space. I'm trying to help. I'm actually running an IT company and I'm now friends with many artists who are like college going kids who are in mid 20s. They're trying to make their mark. And what I feel is they do have good art, but they struggle to sell because selling art involves like a lot of marketing, going to a lot of spaces, and promoting via social is an art itself. An artist is doing one form of art already for themselves, so it becomes overwhelming for them. So what is the way forward? Because in India, I'm from India, so I see this is a way to make easy money. Like jobs are limited and we might see recession. So it's a way to make money. But what do you see as a path forward? I heard, I think 2, 3 years down the line, the market might open. So want to clarify my thought process around that, please. Thank you.
Sure. It's a very good question. So the short answer is that artists individually cannot solve this problem, right? I mean, you want to focus on creating art. You don't want to be marketing, you don't want to be selling, you don't want to be on social media promoting itself and getting all these skills. And so this is an insight that I it came to me probably now almost 6 months ago, maybe a little more than that. And this is why I'm creating the Nifty Dreams DAO and now have a team of 8 people and have a business plan and about to execute on creating this DAO for artists, raising $5.75 million. And the basic premise of the DAO, the Nifty Dreams DAO, is to make it possible for artists worldwide to make a living only through their art. and not have to do anything else. So the DAO will have the resources for marketing, for sales, for promotion. It'll organize events, it'll organize exhibitions, it'll create partnerships with retail companies, etc. So all artists do is create their art and hand it over to the DAO, and the DAO will take care of making money for them. So that's basically the model. And as I was saying, this is not something that individual artists can solve. It has to be a collaborative effort, and hence the DAO. It's a DAO for artists, by artists, and hopefully every artist in the world will become a member of it, and together we will completely transform how the world interacts with art and make art more accessible to mainstream people, actually like democratizing art, because to date art has always been sort of the purview of the wealthy people, and we want to change that, and we want to also get rid of the galleries, etc., that are the gatekeepers. So we want to have more open world of art. And I also firmly believe that we live in a world that's very heavily polarized. We are at each other's throats all the time, saying bad things and getting upset and angry about everything. And I feel like the world would be a much kinder, nicer, and more peaceful place if more people were exposed to art. And so that is also one thing that the DAO is focusing on. And finally, there are many people in the world, indigenous artists who are in remote villages, etc., who don't have access to the technology and the resources we have, but they are artists also. They should be able to make a livelihood, and so the DAO is also going to help indigenous artists make a living. So ultimately, my answer is the Nifty Dreams DAO. That's kind of what you is my solution. Like the solution I'm helping build in order to address the question you raised, and I can pin the Twitter profile so you can see what that's about.
Sure, I think that makes a lot of sense, and thanks for setting up that kind of DAO. Because, as I said, like I'm from business background, I was trying to do something at a like smaller scale, like do a project where at least I can take the marketing load out of heads of artists and let them focus on art. But DAO definitely is a good idea. Idea if it's coming from artists and for artists. And definitely, please pin the tweet. I will love to check that out. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I just pinned something up there, so if you're just looking at that, you can go on and follow the Nifty Dreams there. And there is I don't know how to say it. There is somehow a challenge in Nifty Dreams Discord that you should talk about your dreams. I think it was 2 weeks ago that I went to the Nifty Dreams space. It was with Marianne, and they were talking to people about their dreams, and people just went there to share their dreams as an artist. And I think I just cried for 10 minutes there. It was very crazy for me, because when I read the topic of the space, nothing just came in my mind. It was a disaster. I was just drowning in my job, and I was drowning in social medias, and I couldn't imagine a dream. I couldn't talk about a dream. I just forgot my dreams, and it was so bad. And after that space, I think a day and a half after that space, I went to the Discord and I just tried my best to write something. Yeah, and I just get off from all of my social medias for 2 days to live in my real life. And that space, I think, was just a little hit to me, to just stop being in social medias a lot of time and think sometimes about my dreams. And that's the thing that I wanted to share about Nifty Dreams. Thank you for sharing about Nifty Dreams. I just remembered that and I wanted to share.
Yeah, yeah, that was a very good space, and it's been a lot of work. I mean, literally many sleepless nights of working, trying to figure out what the business model will be, how the DAO will be organized, and even coming up with the tokenomics, because we are like my goal with Nifty Dreams is very simple. As I said, artists everywhere should be able to make a living through just their art. But that's the mission. But I'm not happy to stop there. Uh, throughout history, we have seen these waves of tech, etc., come by, where we have seen creation of wealthy software engineers, wealthy stockbrokers, wealthy, I don't know, doctors, etc., but it's always starving artists. And I'm unwilling to settle for that anymore. And through the Nifty Dreams DAO, my goal, my personal goal, is to create a generation of wealthy artists. I'm not content with artists having $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million. I want to create artists where they have wealth that is hundreds of millions of dollars. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that together. It'll take time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I believe in the power of collaboration. We can do it together, and our dreams can come true. So we just have to all pull in the same direction. And until now, there's not been a mechanism by which everyone can pull in the same direction and align our incentives. And now we do have that through the power of decentralized finance, DeFi. We have a token. So we're going to have the Nifty D token, and we just need everyone to focus on making that token valuable. And as that token becomes valuable, every one of you who are artists will be holding that token, and you will start accruing wealth. So that's kind of where we're going. So if you find me uninterested in talking about NFT sales and all that, it's because I already know it's a failed experiment. I already know that there is just no chance of any artist succeeding in with NFT marketplaces. I like to think 2 or 3 years ahead, and I already see that that's just a losing formula. What I do see though is if we can create at scale partnerships, etc., where one of one art can be used with retail brands that are already existing, where we can allow personalization to go beyond the crappy hats and t-shirts and all of that kind of stuff, where we can create personalized homes. Within your home, you have personalized, I don't know, one of one art curtains or bed sheets or things like that, and we can move the market like that. That's where we can create a lot of money. This idea that all of a sudden the world is going to change and millions of people who had no idea what art is are going to start collecting art, I think we have already proven that is not going to work. Like, if the evidence is not enough for you, maybe you wait one more year and see more artists struggling to prove yourself of that. But the idea of people just collecting art for the sake of collecting art is just not working. That's always going to be a very small number of people. So in order to make that market larger, we have to find out how we can use one of one art, collectible art, and put it into the mainstream product and service sort of industry. That is the unlock. And there are billions and billions and billions of dollars there. And we can create that market, and we can create that demand. And so that's what we are going to do with Nifty Dreams DAO. Of the 4 projects for season 0, one of them is with a company in Portugal called Diverge Sneakers. The founder is really excited to work with us. With Diverge Sneakers, you go to the website, you can pick a sneaker design, and you can customize it completely. Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to have thousands of artists create one of one sneaker art, take their art and just apply it to a sneaker template. So when a user goes there, they can go and customize their sneaker and get one of one art on their sneaker. And when they buy that sneaker, they get an NFT that shows the provenance, that they are licensed to have that sneaker with the art. So that's one way we are doing it. Yesterday, with the Bay NFTs drop, the reason I supported them so much is because they are creating digital fashion. So fashion for both the real world and the metaverse. And guess what? We want to have one of one artists be able to have their art applied to fashion, high end fashion, not just, like I said, t-shirts and hats, like real, well designed, professionally designed fashion. So I see that as the unlock. I do not see NFT marketplaces where people go list their work and hope like crazy that someone's going to click the buy as the way out. I just see no possibility of success there. very, very tiny, like 1 or 2%, which is what it has been. So this is what my dream is, and this is how I feel the pathway is to make artists wealthy. I am just putting all my skills as a business entrepreneur, as a technology entrepreneur into it. I know the market. I know how to understand, product market fit. I know how to understand market demand. I know those things, and I want to put those to work for artists. So that's what the Nifty Dreams DAO is about. So sorry, I went off on a rant there.
Oh,
It's
no
lovely, Nick.
problem. I really wanted to know that. Okay, go on, Ria.
Sorry, Magic. It's lovely, Nick. So, Nick, once we are speaking about DAO or something, would you mind if we ask you something personal just to make the people engage with you more and get to know you more, Nick?
Sure, yeah.
So, Nick, if you want to introduce yourself as a real friend to people, let's say, where are you from? What do you do in life? What's job that you have made before? Your experience in life. If you don't mind to make the people engage with you as a friend and to get to know you.
Well, I think anyone who follows my Twitter can engage with me as a friend because I post like 100 times a day, everything from what I'm eating to what I'm going to do or whatever. So I don't think it's really hard to engage with me at a personal level. But I mean, do you really want me to talk about myself? I prefer to hear about you and not talk about myself.
Man, I'm far away from talking about myself because we are trying to show the case of your amazing, actually, ideas about DAO. So, guys, everyone onto the in the space, please check Nick Twitter and let's get more engaged on his Twitter and all of his feeds, guys. Please.
Actually, as I say about my background, I hope this space makes our connection more powerful because when I start my NFT journey, one of person that I wanted to be connect with you, it was Nick. And today, this is the first chance that I speak with Nick. And I'm so happy about this. That's why I'm so excited, honestly. And yeah, I want to be more connection with your DAO and your NFT dreams. And yeah, we want to make the future.
Yeah, so we've been in the planning mode for so long, but now, we just introduced the new logo last week. Now we are going to be doing spaces to talk about the Renaissance drop that we are doing. So this $5.75 million that I talked about, that is going to come from galleries, museums, art investors, etc. And so we're doing a drop where they can collect a Renaissance NFT, and that NFT gives them voting rights in the DAO. And and there's 10,000 of those available called Dreamer NFTs, and those are for artists. We don't intend to make money from artists. It's just a way to give artists control also in the DAO. So they're like $25 each, but we are probably going to give away a bunch of them also. So um, these Renaissance NFTs are going to be an important thing for people to hold if they want to vote on the DAO projects. Like we have allocated in the budget $1.25 million for art projects. So this is where any artists can create a proposal and say that I want to do XYZ art project, and it's going to cost whatever it is, $10,000, $100,000, $200,000, whatever it is, and you submit the proposal, and then the DAO people in the DAO vote and say, "Yep, this looks good." Give them the money, and they get the money. So the nice thing about the DAO is it's community run, right? So it's not about me or some other person making a decision. I don't want to be in that situation. It's us. We together make decisions and then decide on what will happen. So starting this week, we will gently start introducing more and more information about the DAO because we realize that most people have no idea what a DAO is, or have bothered have there's been no need for you to know. But the more you know about the DAO now, the more active you can be in it. And instead of thinking more about I'm not selling my art, you could actually be working towards building a community organization that is going to change how art is perceived in the world and to make the world a better place. So you can be focused more on that. And I'm excited about that.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And let's go on because I see a lot of people waiting for a long time. Hi, Ayomidi. After a lot of ragging, are you
Yeah,
there?
I'm there. Thank you for bringing me back up. All right, so hi everyone once again. Thank you for having me here. So firstly, I would like to thank you, Nick, for the insights, for your words, for your thoughts. I believe one of the essence of we being in this space is to learn, and sometimes we learn it the hard way. But knowledge is everything. It is part of the things that makes us grow. And I actually believe as an artist too, we need to like learn to be patient with the way we approach things. We need to like think sometimes from a collector's perspective that it's not always easy receiving loads of messages. So it's just about seeing things differently. So you're honestly appreciated. I actually wanted to chip in something to Mira, but I think she left the space already. But still, I'll be saying it. This is for everyone who is an artist, who is in our shoes. She mentioned something about being a traditional artist. I think she said she's a painter, and she said sometimes she has to make some edits on her devices to change some things. So she mentioned something about feeling guilty sometimes. So this is where I would like to come in. I don't see any reason to feel guilty. To me, this is my opinion, my personal opinion, but I feel we can reason together from this. I feel it is still your type of art because you can, but where you need to come in is letting your audience know that okay, this is both traditional and digital art. I don't know if anybody understand what I'm saying. Not don't just come in like this is the traditional art, but then you've made some adjustments on your iPad, on your mobile device. Let the world know that okay, this is both traditional and digital. I feel this is going to clear off any guilt or any doubt you might have in your mind. So this is just what I feel about that, and I just hope in a way because I noticed Mana too said something about it and she said she's not so sure about it. I mean it's still a style of art. It's just left to use like let people know that this is both traditional and digital. There is no guilt, there is no room for any doubt or anything whatsoever. So yeah, basically that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And I must say this is an awesome space and spaces like this should be held more frequently where we actually get to connect genuinely, like genuine connections and all of those things. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, actually, I hold such a spaces on Saturdays and Wednesdays. And we just crossed 1 month that I started these spaces. So you can join us on Saturdays and Wednesdays, mostly on 10:30 EST. And if you cannot catch them, I will put their recorded ones in Twitter, and also I sometimes make some videos on YouTube about these spaces, so you can go on with the YouTube as well. That's the way I just tried to give you the opportunity to use subtitles there so you can understand everything. That's why I just started making some videos on YouTube as well. Okay, thank you. If you don't mind, please step down and we can bring other people up. Hi, Yumi. How are you?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, Magical Lords, Riyadh, Nick, and everyone here. Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Thank you. Awesome. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. I'm just a I'm enjoying the space. It's really been an educative one. So I've been listening, and I wanted to chip in something when Nick was talking about you don't have to sell to sell. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank him and appreciate his support in the space. Yeah, he's been doing a lot. And the thing I want to chip in, I think he has already addressed it. I was going to say, there are artists, yeah, although they want to connect, they want to like build relationship, connections, and everything, but they are like full-time artists just to like earn a living. They are like artists just to make money, feed their families, and all that. And sometimes they may not be patient enough just to connect with people and to not sell to sell, like he said. And yeah, he already talked about that when he said the DAO is going to like address that kind of issue. That's like the thing I just wanted to chip in, and I think he has already addressed it. It's really a good step, which is going to help a lot of artists. And my advice is just that artists should just like keep creating, because yeah, through the NFT, yeah, I got sales and I've been able to like meet other creatives, many people from across the world that I never knew I could meet and connect with. So it's been a wonderful time in the NFT space. I just um I just want to like appreciate everyone. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Yomi. I think Yomi has a little problem about connection. Yeah, and yeah, he has a little right. But thank you to share your comment and your advice. Yeah, actually, sometimes it's a little hard for the people that, for the artists that living just with art. And yeah, making money with art always in the world is what was a, it's a harder job. But yeah, as an artist, when you're thinking why you creating and what is the, the reason that you want to create it, because your soul need to create. That's why you continue the way, and that is something to continue and makes alive this system and makes organic this system actually. Yeah, but sometimes the people, it's a pressure on the making and creating art, or sometimes in the pressure to makes money, and yeah, something like as this. But you can manage your mind, you can take a rest, you can back to the work, you can thinking about your way. It's not the fast way, something like as we always look at the all the sell tweets and see everybody that has something like a sell, why I don't have any sell, something like as this. But it's not something like as this is a short part of the NFT community, and we want to make this more organic. And yeah, because we are here as the first people that come in the NFT, and we think about 5 years uh, later or 10 years later, what happened, what, all of our art and all of our creativity is a different type and different utility. Yeah.
Actually, I want to ask something about what Yumi just mentioned. Nick, do you think it's okay minting without actually selling anything? Is it good? Because mostly people say you should go on, but when you don't have any sales for a very long time, is it okay to create too much stuffs and mint all of them? Do you think it's correct?
Yeah, so I guess that goes back to the foundational question, right? Like, what are you in the space for? Are you in the space primarily for commerce purposes to earn a living? In that case, you would approach things very differently versus if you're in there just to enjoy art. So, minting today, it's really not that elaborate. All you're doing is creating a random number on the blockchain and claiming that your wallet has the ability to manipulate that random number. Because NFT standards right now are so loose and so poorly defined, there is literally no connection between your actual artwork and the token where it can be digitally verified. There is just a URL in the smart contract that points to a file somewhere on the internet, and that file can be changed at any time that represents your art, right? So minting is just something that you might feel good about, that you do if you intend to sell. But even people who are buying, like for example, I know very well that in my account, I have a huge collection of random numbers. I actually don't have anything that can digitally be verified is the specific artwork that I have purchased. Literally, the person who owns the contract can go change the URL at any time and make the artwork that I purchased point to, I don't know, a picture of some other nonsense item. You can do that. So minting is really not very useful if you don't intend to actually transact in commerce. Um, but if you want to, for example, have for yourself a collection online that you can show, then yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. But I think there are better ways to have online galleries of your artwork than to necessarily have them on marketplaces, etc. So it's a personal question, I think, if you want to mint or not. Like if you want to bear the cost of doing that on Ethereum in particular versus other blockchains, it's much cheaper. So you got to think about that. I unfortunately have to go in a couple of minutes, so I'd like to maybe take one last question before I go for my next meeting. It's Saturday morning, and I've non-stop meetings until noon today. So I really enjoy this space and would love to continue, but unfortunately, I have meetings.
Yeah, I see. So please just you can just choose who had their questions, because there were two hands and I cannot say anything. So please go on, Nick, and you can just choose.
I'll let you decide. Don't put me in the hot spot.
Oh my God, that's too hard.
Okay, I decided. I'm going to one of my friend that I know he never has a speak with the Nick, and sometimes maybe he want to has a speak with Nick. Yeah, and how about Nima?
Okay, Nima, if you can just please go on so quick, so maybe everybody can say hi, and after that we can close the space. So hi, Nima.
Hi everyone. What's up? It's good to be here with all of you great people. I saw this space and jumped in. I just would like to talk a little bit about my journey in NFT world. I'm an architect, photographer, and music producer. I think a lot about the problems that humans have created for the earth, and I'm inspired by nature to come up with ideas.
Nima.
And
Sorry,
yes.
sorry that I'm just interrupting. Yeah, the topic is just chill chatting and having.
We want to. No, Nimajan. Do you have any question from Nick? Because we are a little in rush, and we accept you for the last question. This is something like as this, yeah. And do you want to ask something with dear Nick? Okay, Mystic Rose. Mystic Rose, do you want to add something?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Nick, I have one question. I would like to know, is it anything else that we could do at the moment other than joining your Discord?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I always encourage artists to do right now in this space is to start thinking about how they can innovate. Like everyone is working more or less solo by themselves, but the future of NFT art is not the art as we know it right now. It's more experiential art that can take advantage of the smart contract technology that lies underneath it, right? So if you can start collaborating with other artists, and especially software developers who understand smart contracts, you can start thinking about art in a more experiential fashion. So perhaps you can create an NFT which changes according to the time of the day. When the sun is up, maybe the background is brighter, and when the sun is down, the background is darker, or the characters change, etc. So start thinking about what you can do to make your art more programmable, because that is the true unlock of the blockchain and smart contract capabilities. And that allows you so much more creativity and the ability to have the art actually become more expressive. You can even have art that responds to external stimuli, like, for example, the weather. So your art is maybe of a city scene, and if it's raining outside, then your art has rain in it. If it's snowing, then your art has snow in it. So those are the kinds of things that I want to get artists to start thinking about, that has never been possible before, but is possible with NFTs. But we are not going there yet because we are still at level zero. But if you want to truly innovate, that's where you want to go, because that's where all the excitement and all the innovation and honestly all the money is going to be in art, because then we will truly have gotten past this NFTs are JPEGs narrative that exists. Then we will truly be able to show people that NFTs are way more than that, and it also makes it more interesting to and more appealing to mainstream users. And we want to expand that market as much as possible beyond the collectors who are there today. So that would be my advice.